am. And now I think we Oh, that was weird. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Surviving His Sex Addiction and Betrayal Show. And I'm Jenni Rochelle, and I'm a betrayal trauma specialist. That means I am a life coach and a spiritual director, and I work with women mostly who have discovered that their husband is suffering from sex addiction and has betrayed them. So if that is you, just give me a little wave or a amen emoji in the comments so that I know. I know that my peeps are finding the way to the show. So thank you if you're joining today. It is a gray day here in Austin, and I am struggling a little bit this morning to get motivated on a Sunday, on a gray day in the middle of a pandemic. But we're here. We're here. And I have visual aids today. I know, it's crazy. Last week, I started telling you my story. I was trying to convey my own comeback story, and I started talking about part one of it was sort of like my initial discovery and how long it took me to decide different things. And the truth is, it's really hard for me to lay all that out and talk about it from like this happened and then this happened and then this happened and how long it took between each event, each discovery and disclosure and polygraph and ultimately filing for divorce and attempts at reconciliation. And so what I did today was I created this. I laid it all out on a timeline. Well, I'm not doing very good at showing it up, of like how long it took over between 2012 and 2017. Like that's how long it sort of took from start to finish. So here, this is this November of 2012. This was my initial discovery. Can you see this? You can't see it on Instagram. And then it wasn't, and then all the way through 2013, nothing. And here's the thing about this day. I think it was November 20th was my initial discovery. Like it never occurred to me for a moment that I should leave. Not for a second. Not for a second did I think I wanted to get divorced or end my marriage or not be married to him anymore. That's not what I wanted. I loved him desperately. I wanted it to work. So I never even considered that I should do something else. And when I look back now, that seems kind of strange to me. And I know now it's a trauma response and a learned behavior. And anyway, I just share that with you because I'm trying to share my experience so that maybe you will recognize yourself in this story. So then we go all the way through 2013. The thing that happened in 2013, so I've shared many times before, I'm a recovering alcoholic. So June 2013, I quit drinking. This period here, the end of 2012 and beginning first half of 2013, lots and lots of drinking. Ugly, dark days for me. We go all the way through 2013, and then it is not until, and then April of 2014, I have a second sort of minor discovery. And in that moment, I actually said, I'm not going to put up with this forever. And that was kind of it. And then I just said, you know what? This is his problem. It's not me to deal with. He needs to deal with it. And I just kept on trucking all the way through 2014. And then it wasn't until March of 2015 when I had my third discovery. And I said, oh, okay. This is not going to get better by its own. He's not capable of fixing it without some serious help. Now, I will go back and say that he did start seeing a therapist probably in beginning of 2013. All this time he was seeing a therapist, 2013, 2014, who specialized in sex addiction. So, but anyway, March 2015 was when I was finally ready, sober, and had the wherewithal to say, all right, something has to change. It's not going to get better on its own. I'm going to have to take some action. I'm going to have to set some boundaries. In 2015, I struggled. I'll talk about that. Even when I knew that, I had such a hard time. I still minimized my own needs and what I needed to feel safe. And I really, really had a hard time asking for what I needed. And the thing is, and I see so many women who sort of sit in here and they have a hard time like just getting out of the boat. Like I've been talking a lot about this boat, like we're sailing, we're all on this boat, and we are hardwired not to rock the boat because our brain convinces us that the boat is safe, but the boat you are sitting in right now is not safe until your husband has really committed himself to his recovery. And you will know when that happens, and you will continue to have doubts. But the illusion of safety in the boat, but it's just an illusion. It's not really safe. So, okay, 2015, he goes away to rehab. He comes back. We're in couples counseling. It's hard. I'm still in it right here. I talked to an attorney. I still didn't really want to get divorced. I kept saying, like, I should just give him one more chance, one more chance. And then I would have this moment of like, one more chance to do what? Right? One more chance to do what? Break my heart? Lie to me? Betray me again? Like, how many chances does he get? And then he comes home. And then, late summer here, 2015, we're together trying to work it out. I really wanted to remodel our master bath. I really wanted to focus on that. It was also in 2015 that I found my own coach, Sarah Morales, who was a life changer. I started going to a women's group. We were all partners of sex addicts. Game changer, life changer for me. And then in October of 2015, he disclosed to me, I asked for a polygraph. I had not had a proper polygraph or proper disclosure during any of this time. And that was a huge misstep. And I didn't really know better. And back then, even just that many years ago, we know so much more now about what the process should look like. You should have a polygraph. You should have a proper disclosure. It's the only way, I believe, and I've been trained to believe this, that's how you get the whole truth. So I asked for a polygraph, October 2015. He finally admits that he had been relapsing. I don't think he'd ever really been healthy since he came home. And then we separated. I asked him to move out. And then in December of 2015, we finally had a real therapeutic disclosure where he told me everything that had been going on. And we were scheduled to have a polygraph, but he couldn't do it. And we didn't have the right polygrapher. You need the right polygrapher too, who's trained to work with this. And so it never happened. January of 2016, I filed for divorce. And I went in the first time to see the divorce lawyer, and I thought I was ready, and I got there and I wasn't ready. And so she goes, clearly you're not ready. So I left, and then I went home and I thought about it. And then this is the right thing for me to do. I ultimately did file for divorce. Divorce took a year. And during 2016, there were months where I didn't speak to him. I wanted nothing to do with him. And then there were months, like I think during the summer months, were the hardest, where I would then start to think, well, maybe he's better. Maybe he's better. And so I would go through these periods of trying to reconcile with him. And I think actually in 2016, we actually had our first polygraph. And I found out more information that I didn't know from before. And I was like, I can't bear this for you. I can't bear your story. I can't keep your secrets. I can't be with the person who's done the things that you have done. It was like it would have cracked me in two to stay. It was so against who I was as a human being. I couldn't do it. So we go through 2016. Divorce is final in 2017. And then again, summer of 2017, I go through this period. Well, maybe we're divorced at this point. Like I bought a house, like with the proceeds. We're not together anymore. And I still like, well, maybe because I loved him, because I was afraid of finding someone else on my own, because I didn't know if there would be more love for me. Of course there was. And of course there's more love for you. Don't let fear of not having more love, of not being happy again, be the reason that you stay, right? Don't let that be the reason that you stay, because I finally came to believe that like my God is a God of infinite love and infinite opportunities. And I chose to walk out and finally stay committed. And so it was August of 2017, where I've told the story. I was sitting down with my own coach to come up with questions for another polygraph. And I finally said, I don't want to live like this. What am I doing right now? I deserve more than this. And it wasn't about him, it was about me. It was what I wanted for me and the love that I wanted. And to stop settling for breadcrumbs of love when I deserved more than that. So I finally said, no, this is about me. And then I dedicated the next 6 months, and this whole process, all of that was my healing process. All those years, all that months, all that going back and forth, all that was part of my healing process. So if you're in it and it's messy and you don't know what you're doing and you leave and you don't want to leave and you wake up and then you leave and you wake up on a Saturday morning and your kids are gone and you're coming out of your skin, I feel you. Those first days when your kids are gone and your husband is gone and you have no idea what to do with yourself, I feel you, and it's hard. And those are the moments where God is tempering you and growing you and letting you tap into the woman that you always wanted to be and that you really, really are. And this is your opportunity to say yes to you and to what you want, right? Okay, I got to wrap this up because I've been talking too long. But anyway, I hope that this was helpful. And I hope this lets you realize that wherever you are, you get to have as long as you want. You know what? And here's the thing, until you really have to deal with it, you're probably not going to, because it's painful and it's hard. And we are not wired to rock the boat. We're wired to stay in the boat to our own detriment. But remember, the boat's not safe. All right, my loves. Hope you enjoyed this. Go out. If you're ready to talk to somebody, ready to talk to me, sexaddictionguidebook.com, download it. Sexaddictionguidebook.com, download it. I'll send you emails. We'll connect. Here's to your recovery, your own healing. Love you all.